Hello everyone and welcome to the presentation of Group 5. Our group has 5 members, Linh, me, Hồng Anh, Vân Anh, and me, Việt. And our presentation is divided into 4 parts based on the given questions. The first question is examine taxation systems in Vietnam in detail. The second question is create a case study of your own company. The third question is assume more information regarding the revenue and expenses of the company in the tax year and calculate the CIT payable of the company in the tax year. And the fourth question is identify 5 different cases that your company might have transactions between related parties. Provide a detailed explanation as well. Now we move to the first question. In the first question, we will examine the taxation system in Vietnam in detail. First, we will introduce a brief about the taxation. As we know, the taxation is the compulsory payment levied by the governments on individuals and corporations, of which payment levels and deadlines are prescribed by laws and used for public welfare purposes. Now we'll come to the tax policy system. Tax policy system reviews lines and models of the state through the use of tax instruments to serve certain objectives of the state in certain periods. The tax policy system is very rich and varied depending on the goals of each government. And tax policy is concretized through tax policy documents, and there are 3 basic types of tax policy documents. The first is laws promulgated by the National Assembly. It is the most powerful legal document of 3 types: regulations on tax-related contents. The second is decrees promulgated by the government. It's a normative document that prescribes a number of articles of the tax law. And third is circulars, is promulgated by the Ministry of Finance, a legal document used to explain and guide tax regulations contained in decrees and laws. Now we will move to tax classification. Tax classification is researching and sorting different taxes in tax system according to certain criteria. Tax classification's purposes include tax policy, planning, and tax administration. We based on different criteria to divide taxes into following certain types for easy management. First, we based on the method of taxation. Here we have direct tax and indirect tax. Or we can base on taxable objects to classify. Here we have property tax, income tax, and consumption tax. Now we will talk about the tax administration in Vietnam. The first is the domestic tax administration system. Here you can see the first is my Ministry of Finance, then we come to General Department of Taxation, Provincial Level Tax Department, and finally the District Level Tax Department. And here is the Import and Export Activity Tax Administration System. Here we also have the Ministry of Finance, then comes to the General Department of Vietnam Customs, the Provincial Level Customs Department, and finally the District Level of Customs Department. Now we will move to the question 2, create a case study of your own company. Now we come to the introduction of the company. Tiến Hậu Company, established in 2001, has 20 years of experience in trading and manufacturing tissue paper, toilet paper, with brands like Hanoi, Fairy, and BB. Tiến Hậu is committed to producing the highest quality tissue, napkin, and hygiene products. The next part will be presented by Vân Anh.
Thank you, Việt. And as you can see on the slide, here is a tax registration form, and all this registration slip contains information about the business owner, and to better understand it, you can see on the abstract file on this presentation. And the next, we will move to the types of input from the company with the next slide, please. With the first is Tiến Hậu import materials with fully legitimate invoice and documents. The import price is 200 million, import tax rate is 100%, excise tax rate is 30%. So deductible input VAT in here equal 52 million. And the next is Tiến Hậu bought the napkin and brought us to produce Hanoi napkin paper products with VAT inclusive price of 44 million, VAT at 10%. Tiến Hậu bought with 2% check discount, and then the company paid to 22 million in cash. So input non-deductible VAT in here equal 2 million, and deductible input VAT in here equal 1.92 million. The next is Tiến Hậu Company imported 2,000 sample toilet IO original 13 GSM from Korea with the FOB price of $2 each unit. The import tax rate of these materials is 20%. Exchange rate with $1 equal 22,000 VND. So in here, deductible input VAT will be equal 10.56 million VND. Next, in the year, Tiến Hậu bought a 4-seater car Kia Morning worth 2,000 million VND to use for company finance director. So in here, deductible input VAT will equal 160 million, and the non-deductible input VAT equal 40 million. And the next, during November 2021, Tiến Hậu gave a free helmet to the first 500 customers who purchased goods with an invoice value more than 0.5 million VND. This program was registered with the Department of Industry and Trade as a promotion. The helmet was purchased by Tiến Hậu for 2,000 222,000 VND each, inclusive of VAT at 10% on 1 November 2021. All of the helmets were given to the customer during the promotion. So in here, 10 million VND will fully deductible. And in 2021, Tiền Hiếu Co received compensations in parts of 500 million VND from an insurance company for the damage to was caused by fire. According to the insurance policy, the compensation does not cover any value-added tax on the purchase of the goods. The insured goods were purchased by Tiền Hiếu Co for 2,750 million VND, inclusive of VAT 10%. So deductible input VAT in here will equal to 250 million VND. The next, the label contract signed between Tiền Hiếu Co and the forest expert specify a rental house expense 144 million VND. In here, 144 million VND not be deducted. Tiền Hiếu Co produced tissue paper whose production cost is 900 VND each. During November 2021, Tiền Hiếu Co issued 3,000 tissue paper for internal use, of which 50% were used in meetings. 30% is for other products for sale in supermarket, and 20% were used on the annual vacation trip for Tiền Hiếu employees. In here, input VAT in deductible in full equal 2.85 million. And the next, we will move to the type of output of the company. And the first, Tiền Hiếu sold the product of handwritten napkin paper to Vinmart with the original price of 100 million VND, exclusive. However, in the sale contract, both parties agree with the payment method of installments. Vinmart will pay a total price of 150 million VND, that exclusive VAT, and in the span of 3 years. In here, output VAT will equal 10 million. Next, Tiền Hiếu exported 2,000 boxes of fairy tissue paper with VAT exclusive price of 0.2 million export, and the enterprise can present the sale contract, export processing contract, and the bank transfer receipt for payment, the tax declaration form, but without the tax declaration form. In here, output VAT will equal 40 million. And the fourth, Tiền Hiếu entered export for company TNI with 5,000 handle paper box with the total export value of 1,000 million VND. The commission received from this activity is 2% of the export value. In here, output VAT will equal 2 million VND. And in this year, Tiền Hiếu company sold 10,000 boxes of baby tissue for the supply on the VAT invoice. Only VAT inclusive price of 33,000 VND each unit is written. So output VAT equal 33 million VND. And the other output of the company will be presented by Hồng Anh.
Now the remaining example of VAT output, as the name mentioned in example 5 of VAT output, we can see Tiền Hiếu company can charge VAT at 10% on a taxable value of 0 for the helmet given away for free because the promotion is registered with the authorities. So we have output VAT equals 0 million. So we can see compensation in fact will not be subject to VAT declaration. So we don't have output VAT in this case. Next slide, please. And this the next page is about the interest for default type. So we cannot calculate output VAT for the interest for the default type. So output VAT will be calculated input with Tiền Hiếu. So and we have output VAT equal 35 million. And the next page we have previous slide. No. Okay. The final pay of output VAT. Then I also mentioned in the example. So we have output VAT equal 0.33 million. Okay, now we move to table. We summarize about the value of deductible output VAT and input VAT and output VAT. And following the table, we can calculate VAT payable. VAT payable is negative 407 million. So we must not pay VAT, and this amount will be deducted and transferred to the tax period of 2022. We move to discuss about the turnover. We have 4 examples of turnover. First one, we can see first the first example is discuss about the just discount. So we have a revenue of 320 million. However, only 60 million VND discount is sold in invoice, and 40 million VND is paid in cash to customers. So we have turnover equal 260 million VND. The next example we have selling their goods to agent and unit operates at agent under agency. So we have turnover in this case is 200 million VND. The third one, the company needs a company to enterprise Homey for a period of 30 years. The rental for exit is 150 million, but Homey paid in advance a lump sum of 750 million. The company can choose 2 options. first one is the turnover is number of advance payment or the turnover is lump sum. So the rental in the first year is 750 million. As in the next case, we have the table in the slide, and this slide is detailed about internal view. So we have a turnover equal 0 million, and we also have total turnover equal 1,210 million. So now we Ling will present about type of expense.
Thank you, Hong Anh. So now I will present about the different type of expenses. First of all, Tiên Hiếu has 300 employees in the year, and the company has policy to provide uniform to employees in cash and in kind. In total, the total uniform expense paid is 300 million, of which 180 million was paid in cash, and 40% of the expense in kind are not supported by proper documents. So the in cash deductible expense equal to 1,500 million, and 180 million will fully deductible. In terms of in kind uniform, non-deductible expense is 48 million, and deductible expense is 72 million, and total deductible expense is 252 million. Total non-deductible expense is 48 million. The next case is the total amount of salary and wage which Tiên Hiếu Co has to pay for employee is 5,000 million. Until the end of the year, Tiên Hiếu actually paid 2,000 million, which include 200 million from the previous year provisional wage fund. And at the end of the March on 2022, the company paid an additional amount of 300 million, and the company has made the provision wage fund for a year, and in this case the deductible expense equal to 24 and 57 million, because this number is smaller than 5,000 million. The next day, Tiên Hiếu has resisted to contribute more charter capital of 1 billion, and which shareholders are committed to contribute fully in 2020. By the end of 2020, the shareholder only contribute 5 million, and in 2021, the company borrowed a loan from State Bank of 400 million at the rate of 6% per year, and therefore the non-deductible expense is 24 million. Then the next is Tiên Hiếu bought the machinery in 2018 with historical cost of 600 million and an estimated useful life of 5 years, and the machinery ceased to be used from the beginning of 2021. For this maintenance, it would take 6 months, but the maintenance was in fact completed on the end of October in 2021, and the machinery was put into use again from 1st November 2021. So in this case, the deductible expense is 200 million. And the next example is Tiên Hiếu buy a car of under 90 with historical cost of 6 billion. The depreciation amount is 1 billion according to accounting standard and regulation. In this case, the non-deductible expense is 833 million. And the next is labor contract signed between an enterprise Tiên Hiếu and the foreigner specify a schooling expense for children of the foreigner export to preschool in Vietnam to be paid by the enterprise to 250 million Vietnam dong, and this number will be fully deductible expense. In a year, Tiên Hiếu has purchased air ticket through e-commerce website for employee to go trip, and a value 100 million Vietnam dong, and this figure will be fully deductible expense. The next example for expense is the company has a research and development fund, and this expense take from the research and development fund of the company value to 100 million. So 200 million will not be a non-deductible expense in this case. And now you can see on the slide, on another example is Tiên Hiếu issue tissue paper from the warehouse as following, and 1,500 million will be fully deductible. Now I will present about the type of other income, and the first example is the company sell a newspaper factory with the price is 1,100 million. The transfer expense are 15 million, and 5,000 million is the initial price, and has been used for 8 years, and the depreciation is straight line method within a period of 10 years. And in this case, income from the transfer of fixed assets is 150 million. Another example is in the year the customer of the new company is the Mart company the business toilet paper contract, leading to an income from business contract bridge for Tiên Hiếu company. The value is 20 million, and in this case, other income of the company is 20 million Việt Nam đồng. Another other example is the company has research product related to tissue for baby since 2018 and earned income from this science research contract from this time until now. And in this case, other income is 180 million, and it is taxable. Next, in the year, the company received a donation in cash valuing 20 million Việt Nam đồng from the award, and this is another income. And the next, the received an income from leasing machinery and equipment costing 1,000 million to Milan company in the period of 5 years, and the rental for each year is 300 million. And the customer paid the total rental advance in the first year of 1,500 million, and therefore the turnover from the activity is 300 million. And you can see the income from the exact lease is 100 million Việt Nam đồng. And now me will present about the remain of our presentation.
And select other income of the Hill at 31 December 2021. Income from the recurring bad debt which have been written off is 100 million Việt Nam đồng taxable income in a tax period. As the next one's income from deposit or loan interest includes the interest in deferred and installment payment, credit guarantee charge, and other charge under loan provision contracts. In this case, the interest from income from interest receipts equal 60 million, but have no interest expense. So other income in this case is 60 million. And next, we move to the tax exempt income. The first one, the Tiền Hiếu company has job training for ethnic minority people and is supposed to manufacture toilet paper. So this activity is tax exempt income. So tax exempt income in this case equal 1,200 million. Next, during some year, Tiền Hiếu received 500 million of income from the sale of product of panel build turned out from child production and production with technology applied for the first time in Vietnam. And the scientific research activity registration is certified, and the research and technological development contract is certified by a competent state management agency in charge of science. So tax exempt income equal 500 million. As next ones, Tiền Hiếu receives contribute capital from enterprise pre-tax income correspond to enterprise Tiền Hiếu company capital in enterprise B equal 100 million, and enterprise B is 50% reduction of CIT payable amount and half of CIT. So the income from received capital contribution equal 90 million in this case. So and the last one, overseas income, Tiền Hiếu receive income of 600 million from an offshore investment project. This is income after paying corporate income tax is a foreign country with a tax rate of 25%, and foreigner has not signed agreement to avoid double taxation for Vietnam. And in this case, the CIT payable for foreign income according to Vietnam laws equal 150 million, and CIT paid overseas equal to 100 million. So CIT payable in Vietnam equal 0. Now we calculate the CIT payable of company in the tax years. Assumption: the company pays VAT using the credit invoice method, and CIT rate is according to current regulation of CIT. As the depreciation which Tiền Hiếu company use for all assets is a straight line method. And in 2020, Tiền Hiếu suffers a loss of 300 million, and in 2020 and 20 on, it generated an income of 2,413.3 million. So it shows clearly as a whole loss in 2020 against its taxable income in 2021, as Tiền Hiếu has ID fund in 2021 equal to 100 million, as its expense are with a legitimate invoice and document, as like on Tiền Hiếu has 300 employees. Now the first step we will calculate the turnover. The revenue from doing main business activity we collect in the first in the previous when we show the paper, show the product in the output VAT, we collect the revenue equal to 1,203.3 million, and the turnover we assume in Tiền Hiếu equal to 1,210 million. And the deductible expense, as you see in the table, we will see that the deductible expense in Tiền Hiếu equal 5,026 million. And the total other income equal 3,820 million. And so we can calculate the taxable income equal revenue minus deductible expense and plus the other income equal 1,207.3 million. So we can next step we can calculate the total exempt income equal
3,250 million. And in 2020, the Thiện Hiếu has a loss equal 300 million. So in the 2021, the tax income equal minus negative 2,382.7 million. And so the CIT payable of Thiện Hiếu is negative by 150.554 million, and the CIT payable for forest income equal 0. And so in some we have conclusions because the CIT payable is lower than 0, so Thiện Hiếu enterprise is not required to pay CIT in 2021. Now we move to the last question with Miss.
Okay, so now I will talk about some cases in question 4. The first case is Thiện Hiếu leases an office to TNI Co. for 50 million BND per month. Thiện Hiếu holds 30% of TNI's contributed capital. So Thiện Hiếu Company and TNI are related parties. The second case, Thiện Hiếu Co. contributes 30% of chartered capital to Vinh Thịnh Co. Đức Cường Co. contributes 70% of chartered capital to Vinh Thịnh Company. Vinh Thịnh Company only has contributed capital of Thiện Hiếu Company and Đức Cường Company to operate. So Thiện Hiếu Co., Vinh Thịnh Co. and Đức Cường Co. are related parties. In the next case, the finance director of Thiện Hiếu Company is the father-in-law of CEO of Tiền Đạt Company, which is a manufacturing enterprise. So therefore, Thiện Hiếu Company and Tiền Đạt Company are related parties. Thiện Hiếu lent BICO Company 500 million BND to expand production. Thiện Hiếu holds 15% of BICO's total shares. This is an associated transaction based on Clause 2, Article 5 of the decree. And the next case, in 2021, Thiện Hiếu Company has an associated transaction. In a year, Thiện Hiếu Company incurred interest expenses of 200 million BND, accounting profit before tax of 300 million BND, depreciation of BND 100 million, and interest from lending and bank deposits is 10 million Vietnam dong. So here we have the EBITDA equals to 300 plus 200 minus 10 plus 100 equals to 590 million. The deductible interest expense equals to 30% multiply EBITDA, which is equal to 177 million. So in 2021, Thiện Hiếu Company's deductible interest expense is 177 million Vietnam dong. The remaining 23 million Vietnam dong, which is equal to 200 minus 177 million, will not be deducted in 2021, but will be carried over to the next years and will not be deducted for more than 5 consecutive years. And that part is also the end of our presentation. Thank you for listening.